My name's Shawn Donaldson. I am the co-owner of Encompass IT out of Manchester, Connecticut. About a year and a half. We started, I think it was the fall of 2020. I had been looking for like a quote unquote telemarketing group. I had used something similar in the past, and you guys called, and I believe you got my business partner, Jimmy, and I think he put you guys on hold, and he's like, hey, I got somebody on the line. You were looking to do this. Do you want to talk to him? I said, I'll call him back. And I'm pretty sure that's how it started. You guys had called us. So I jumped on your guys' website, and the thing that I liked the best was your disclaimer. That was the differentiator to me. Like all the bulleted points, like, hey, if you think you're gonna do this, I really like the part where you're like, just go somewhere else. If you think you're gonna get this, just go somewhere else because it's not gonna happen. And I thought that was fantastic to like be that with that kind of clarity and upfrontness. I'm like, these guys, they seem like really honest and approachable. So I think right after that, I think I engaged with you guys. Okay, fantastic, but it takes a while. You know, you have to be patient with the whole process. If you honestly, like the disclaimer said, if you think you're going to get instant results, you're looking at the wrong thing. You know, so in the past we had used a telemarketing company before, and the influx of calls or appointments was not the same. Yeah. Oh my, absolutely. You got to think the difference between you guys and like. It's not even the same category. It's like a telemarketing group. Like the lead gen is completely different. So 100% worth it. Well, historically, I liked in person because I thought if I was able to meet with the prospect, that we were much more likely to probably close the deal. But with COVID, you know, we kind of transitioned to Zoom meetings up front, and I actually like it because it helps us like with making sure that prospect is, we can figure out whether or not they're going to be a good fit for us, like from the first conversation. You can kind of like pre-qualify them via Zoom as opposed to going out. Lewis is awesome. He's really chill, which I like because I am, and I really like his approach to how he talks to the clients. He has a way of disarming them, if you will. He's so just chill and calm, and yeah, I really like dealing with him. We talk at least once a week, but we're messaging, and yeah, I have a good relationship with Lewis. We have, I don't even know, several really warm leads out there. That was another thing. It's great that you guys keep track of the warm leads, and say somebody says, hey, we're not interested now, or we're under contract now with somebody else, and to have you guys, you know, pop them back in, categorize, and figure out when the right timing is to contact them is extremely beneficial. So multiple warm leads out there that could convert at any time. So yeah, there's not a comparison. Their approach was always to shovel as much nonsense at you, because it was always how many leads did we provide to you, and that was their metric, whether they were qualified leads or not. And even your guys' onboarding process, to figure out what our ideal client was. It's just they never did that. There's really no comparison. There really isn't. There wasn't a relationship with the rep. You could have had multiple reps. You had no idea. It wasn't like we didn't talk to them on a weekly basis, go over leads, strategize who to call. I've had old leads in my pipeline that I didn't convert, and I'm like, hey, Lewis, let's pop them into you, like see what you can do with them, and he's progressed some of those as well. Yeah, there really is not really a comparison at all. There really isn't. Revenue share. Lewis has skin in the game. You know,
Yeah.
if he has something, I mean, he's a great guy anyways, and he would try his best regardless. You can tell he's just that kind of person. But to have him, you know, getting some sort of commission off of, you know, whatever he sells it's going to propel him and anybody else. You know, it makes more sense to do the revenue share. I would say definitely contact you guys and go through the disclaimer. Go through it. If you can be patient with the process and you know, really work with your rep, go through the onboarding too. Like really dig down deep into, you know, what type of clients you're looking for. Because when we first started, I would be talking to some people that they weren't quite the right fit for us. You know, we're pretty selective. But just, yeah, go through that whole onboarding process, dig deep to who exactly the kind of client, the verticals you're looking for. Be patient with the process. It might take 6 months, 9 months before you start seeing you're gonna see it go. And then once it does, then it's gonna start rolling in. You just have to be really patient about it. I have several. So I work with multiple. I have like a peer team that I work with other MSPs throughout the country, and I've recommended you guys numerous times. And I was just in Chicago like a few days ago. I was talking to them. They were literally looking you guys up online. They're like, "Can I?" And you guys, you know, you're in different regions and whatnot. They were trying to see whether or not you guys were available. To be honest with you, so I have recommended you several times. Lewis and I would talk once a week, strategize, go over leads. It works great.
Yeah, no, and that's what, you know, I just keep setting up new opportunities, and then obviously I hand off the leads to Shawn, and then we go from there to see if it's something that we think might be a fit.
Yeah.
And then, of course, if it fits in them, the timing's right, then, you know, of course, we're pursuing that. And then if not, he'll communicate with me. Let's put that on the back burner for 3-6 months. We'll check back, or, you know, it wasn't quite a fit. You know,
Yeah.
It was a project that we're not maybe the best option for them, but
Yep.
And then also too, just staying on top of that is, you know, trial and error. So you set up an opportunity, and it's like, oh, let's say, you know, nonprofits. Typically, not my wheelhouse. I don't do well with them, and then that's something we cut. But, you know, of course, that's all conversations we have, and we just figure out as we go. So.
Yeah. The best part is you guys you know our lingo. You're working with managed service providers. So it's not like I don't have to teach Lewis, you know, what I'm talking about, which is extremely helpful because it's, you know, IT is technical. You guys have a tool set. You're using Salesforce. I can track. I can, before my appointments or when I'm going to talk to a prospect, I'm reviewing the call. I'm listening to this. Is this a good fit? Are they actually interested? You know, is this going to be a home run right away? You know, I can pick up what they're talking about, whether it's going to be more of a managed client or maybe a project. So to be able to listen to the calls is really key to preparation. Yeah.
And going off that, I'll say one of the strengths are something that Shawn necessarily wouldn't see is just sitting around all the other reps in the office. We're all working the same industry. You know, of course, they're different areas, different territories, so no one's competing, but we're able to help each other out. You know, just pick up on different lingo, like Shawn mentioned, or, you know, sending out, there's a big cybersecurity hack, maybe something to bring up, make sure prospects are top of mind on that, and just helping each other out. Everyone's got their own spin on their own pitch, but you can pick up things from different reps like, hey, that's working really well for you. Let me try that and see how it works for me. So I think that's a huge positive and strength that we have here, just working as a team here for our clients. So that's something different to see that I think necessarily you wouldn't notice. So
Yeah, yeah. I never thought of that.
that's really cool too.
Awesome.
You serious?
Yeah, that's one of the questions.
That's crazy.
That's one of the things that keep getting brought up. Like we'll see posts on LinkedIn. It's like email blast now. And it's cold
That's
calling instead. It's like, but is it?
It's
like-
bananas.
it's like you had a bad experience maybe, but
Honestly, it depends on who you pick. I mean, really, if you have a telemarketer who's just popping through a list as fast as they possibly can because they have a quota to make, then yeah. Or if they're sending you a bunch of unqualified leads, yeah. But I mean, if you're dealing with somebody who's skilled, they have a tool set, they're tracking them. I mean, the monthly reoccurring revenue we've gained from working with Arsenal, it's no comparison really. So to say, I mean, pay-per-click, SEO, sending out marketing material, going to meetings, like chamber meetings, there's not a comparison. There really isn't.
Yeah.
and of course I'd say the same thing. Living it every day, just seeing the outcomes of the work that I produced. I couldn't disagree more. So.
It's fucking horrible. he's
Oh, God.
he's a chore to work with every time. He's chill. I mean, I'm chilled out. He deals with my timing. Like sometimes I'm not available. Sometimes I am unprepared for meetings. I hadn't listened. I have no idea who the hell he's talking about half the time. I get super busy, and he's like understanding, and yeah, it's
working towards what needs to be done.
Yeah.
So where we at in these? This is what you have coming up, and then just as long as we're both on the same page for that, that's all that matters.
yeah. So yeah, chill,
And
easy going.
There's been times where I'm like, hey Shawn, can we push this till next week? Like I
Yeah.
got a lot going on, so it goes both ways. But
Yeah, that's true.
you we're definitely it's not. If there is a specific thing, I'll just teams you right back, shoot you an email or
Yeah, something's
whatever it is.
important. He's gone outside the box and contacted me.
Yeah.
So
Just
Yeah.
whatever works. So
Yeah. Extremely successful. You're
I
up.
would say too. I'd ask. So you were with Nick prior to me,
Yeah.
and how long were you with Nick?
Probably 6 to 9 months, maybe. Yeah.
And I know he got he closed the deal
He
together.
The first deal we got. So we did have a few deals that I actually declined. It wasn't quite the right fit for us. Even the monthly or the client wasn't what we were looking for. So I actually turned down a few. And then we landed one big one, like maybe eight months after, which was, it's 12K a month, which was, that's a great deal. So, yeah. You just have to be patient. Stick with the process.
It's timing, and
Yeah.
I'll hats off to Shawn for that. Most of the times, you have a good meeting, they'll send a proposal, and then it's like, hey, will you check back in a week? And I feel like what's great about us is that has happened, but I feel like for the most part, if it's right there in front of you, you're on top of it, doing everything that you do on your end. I think it was like Shepherd. It was you not bugging, but like being persistent, always being like, do you need anything? And I think that's what ultimately you said.
Yeah, the
One
follow
down
the
over.
follow up with her, not super aggressive, but just being out there continually. Hey, so what's going on? And
Yeah, she just
That's-
appreciated that. She's like, wow, you're attentive, like always there, asking if I can do anything, or
yeah,
so I think that's very cool too. And that's one that I think initially after I set that, you met with her, you just took that and ran, and
yeah.
it was-
Shepherd, Leonard was
Mhm.
was kind of the same
Mhm.
deal. Yeah, just staying on top of them. It's just timing. They're working with somebody else, and you got to think you're working with another manager. It's a relationship, and to break that with somebody is kind of tough. And like Shepherd, the guy they work, it was 15 years.
Yeah.
They work with the same guy for 15 years. That's a long time.
That's tough to, okay, and then like, what do we do? What's that new relationship gonna look like? And
Yeah.
is it gonna be a seamless transition?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, people get
it's-
really nervous about leaving because they rely on IT for their business to continue.
Yeah.
Without that, so they get a little skittish. But yeah, if you put them at ease and just keep following up with them, and yeah,
Not to mention the horror stories of like.
I try when I hear crazy shit. You can't even. Sorry, when I hear crazy stuff, I don't really feed into it. I just listen. Like, okay, and you just show them your value as opposed to ripping apart the competitor. Just you can't do it. It doesn't work. It doesn't. Scare tactics, they don't work. Yeah, you just have to show them your value and what you can do, and if that aligns with what their needs are, then they're going to go with you. So I would say the onboarding process, it goes both ways though. You really have to sit down with your rep and go over, this is what I'm looking for exactly. This is the vertical, this is the size company, these are the industries. You really got to take a lot of time with that. I think we kind of like blew through, we got a list. We kind of like, we looked for our clients to make sure that they weren't on there. So it'd be kind of like odd if somebody was calling up. We went through that, and that's kind of what we looked at. We're like, oh, hey, we don't want restaurants, but we didn't really dig into it. You really should dig into it because you don't want them, Arsenal, to spend time on leads that
retail.
yeah, they're just not going to pan out. They're not what you're looking for. I would say it's twofold. Like really, dig at it with your rep and figure out what you need and what you're looking for. That's probably I think that would be my only thing that I can think of. Number-wise?
Number-wise, appointment-wise, however you feel comfortable answering that.
I think I've had 30 appointments, maybe 30, maybe 40. 30-ish. There's quite a few.
Yeah. Obviously, what I'm shooting for is anywhere from 3 to 6 a month, and I think I'm always right around 4. But
Overall, I think I've.
Yeah, overall, I couldn't tell you specifically just me, but I think maybe, like 30, 40 for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then I don't know prior to me, but.
Yeah, honestly, the first appointments that I got, again, it goes back to the onboarding. They weren't exactly what I was looking for, and I kind of either declined them, pre-qualified them out, or when I got to the proposal phase, I'm like, I didn't. There's like some red flags there. I didn't want to work with them, so I backtracked out, and so I would say like appointment-wise, probably 30 to 40 appointments I've had. I think it's a pretty good percentage, the people that I've wanted to engage with, that I've closed. It's a pretty high percentage. And then like revenue, you want to go into revenue?
Yeah, that's going to be the next one.
Okay. But yeah, the appointments, I'm more than happy with the amount of appointments because they're good appointments. I know that they could lead to something. Between like.
Just can give you an exact number.
What's
I
that?
did the math. I know the math.
Oh,
Tell me.
So from just me, 14 for monthly recurring, and then with Nick's, it was like 21.5. Correct, Jess?
Yeah.
21.5
Yeah. Monthly recurring.
total
Yeah.
between the two of you.
Mm-hmm.
It's hot. Well, Mercy's gone higher. They were 8,000 to start. They're at 12,
Oh,
so it's higher.
so it's even better.
Yeah, so probably around 25K a month.
Monthly recurring,
That's not too shabby compared to what I'm paying.
Yeah.
It's not too shabby.
I think most of the credit's got to go to Shawn on this one, though. It's going out closing it. We're just teeing you up.
You're getting good leads though.
Well, it still takes the other half of it, though. So.
Yeah. Oh, like an employee?
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Jeez. I mean, what's the going rate for them? I mean, seriously. You have You have to employ, you have to pay, oh my gosh. You have to train. We don't have those tools, so we don't have sales part. You guys have the tools, you have the staff, you have the experience. You know technically what I'm talking about. So I mean, a new hire, I don't even know. I mean, there's not even a comparison. What are they gonna make, like $50,000 a year plus insurance, plus benefits, plus everything. Then we'd have to take on all the tool set, train them, and then hope they stick around. And then they don't, and then we're training another person. I don't have to do that with Lewis. So I wouldn't do it. Oh, actually, when I went to engage with you guys, I called several of your clients and got awesome reviews from them. And one of them said that they had an internal salesperson and then they were using you guys at the same time and you guys were like smoking them. So that was like another disclaimer, and I called and got great, reviews from your current clients, and that was it. So yeah, so usually my goal with marketing or any kind of advertising, or what will be the return on investment, right? So I've always thought about at least breaking even, because I know that client's going to stick around for a minimum 5 to 10 years. We have a great retention with our clients. So if I could break even, that relationship will continue and continue and continue. So, I mean, my return on investment is more. I couldn't even put a multiplier on it right now.
I don't know. Yeah.
Like way more than paid for itself. So yeah. Well, I've asked Lewis about this already. I said I want to double Lewis, at least double Lewis. So I mean, the future would be, I want having at least another Lewis or another rep or something.
Maybe
To
open another office somewhere.
Yeah, I'm looking to open up another office in Southern Connecticut, or up closer, like going towards up towards Boston, in Massachusetts, but more likely Southern Connecticut. So, yeah. You do this one.
No, definitely glad Shawn came in. It's always nice. It was funny, like when we talked today, it was like nice to finally meet you in person, because everything's just been over a Teams meeting. So
He doesn't look the same.
yeah.
Yeah. You look better in person, man.
There we go. That's what I was looking for. But no, it's something nice, and put a name to the face,
Yeah.
in person. So it's cool. We get to show him around. You mentioned it's first time in Missouri, so hopefully show him a good time, and he enjoys himself.
Hopefully the rain stays. We get to see the game.
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's the goal. But yeah, we're looking forward to the day and getting to know each other a bit more.
Yeah.